yeah. I don't believe in destiny. I just do what you do. Don't listen to my enemies. They're just full of jealousy. This legacy, gon' see what's left of me. Gon' see success in me. Ain't seen the rest. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joey ain't gonna lifestyle. Trying to get by, trying to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll be wrecked. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let it win. I won't stop till the end. No. I'm trying to leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll be wrecked. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let it win. I won't stop till the end. No.
All right, what is going on, everyone? Man, it is great to see you guys. Welcome to another weekend update. And man, I've got to admit, I am just in a great mood today, even though I woke up at 5 a.m. I got to bed at like 11:30, midnight last night. And then, of course, my body, I fell asleep thinking I'm going to love sleeping in today. And then, of course, my body was like, bro, how about a 5 a.m. wake-up call? So, yeah. But besides that, it is a great day. It is a great Saturday. It is Saturday, the 23rd of November. It is crazy to think that we are here at this point. We've got Thanksgiving. It is my favorite holiday. Not because I'm a fat kid, but there is that side benefit, right? But I love Thanksgiving. And I love the fact that we are a couple days away from that, getting to spend time on that holiday. But before we get started, before any more, we got to give a shout out to the Patreon community and just thank them for everything you guys have done for me over the last, year and a half now. So a huge thank you to the Dying Breed community, Warrior Bernard, who is already in the chat, Fighters Maxwell, Foster, Q, Guardian Wilkie, who just got in the chat, Soldiers Boslow, Little Panda Aiden, Unwired, Big Rob, and then, of course, we have Defenders LG, Jodan, Miss Aoife, Duck Commander, Stephen Landry. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you guys. Brandon is already in the chat saying, Hail Breed. How was Powell's? We will get to that, dude. We'll get to that. Big Kyle Wilkinson, hello, my hero. Dude, you're my freaking hero, man. I love you, dude. I love all the support you give the authors, man. Being in the community, being who you are, you're such an awesome person. And, of course, Unwired, Big Rob. Hey, TJ, what is up, dude? Gosh, I miss Florida right now. It's cold. It's wet up here. I miss the warm weather. Miss the sandy beaches, smoking cigars, having a good time, good talks. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get into Powell's. Let's just jump right into that conversation. So last night I went up to Powell's bookstore up in, I got to turn off my phone here, up in Portland area. So I was super excited for months, actually a lot longer than that, ever since I moved back up to Oregon. So it's been a year now. I've really been wanting to try to get up to the Seattle area, reconnect with Matt Dinneman, who, everyone in this community knows who Matt is. Just an incredible and amazing human being. Love him to death. And so I was like, dude, I'm going to be down in Salem. You're a 4-hour drive from me. Like, we can make this work. We can do this. I've been trying to figure out a time for him and I to go to a jam session together, me on the drums, him on the bass guitar, having some fun. Already made a few phone calls of like, hey, if we can make this work, can we get some studio time to just jam together or whatever? But of course, my schedule is crazy. His schedule is even crazier. He has not been home for 2 weeks. So, Matt, I hope you are able to get home today, get some time off of the road, because he is going all over the place. Well, with that, he had a book signing up at Powell's bookstore in Portland. And I was like, okay, I have got to make this event. I have got to make this event. So I got to go up there. I got there about 40 minutes early, and the room was already packed. So there was 180 people seated there. Then over the course of the 40 minutes, as the time got closer and closer, easily another 180 plus people that were standing. So I was standing in the very back, which is actually really cool that Brandon asked about this, because it was a really cool moment that I want to talk about coming up here. But over 180 people easily seated. So for me, my rough estimate was that there was 500 people. I mean, we were just filling the aisles, filling the entire area. And the one manager got up there and he's like, okay, we absolutely did not expect all of you guys to be here. You guys have blown us away. And this is really cool to see. So we're glad that you love Matt. We're glad that we have Matt here today. Obviously, Matt is just going around asking people questions, and he felt bad because obviously he didn't get to ask everyone or have everyone ask their questions. But what was so cool was he stayed there until everyone's books were signed. And what I mean by that, to emphasize that, was the store was closing at 9 p.m. And the manager came up and he's like, hey, okay, announcement, we're closing in 20 minutes. Matt will be here to sign everyone's books. However, if you have anything else you want to buy, you need to go buy it. So then 10 minutes goes by. He's like, hey, 10-minute warning, da-da-da-da-da. The store closed. I got up and saw Matt at 9:30. There is at least another 100 people plus waiting to get books signed. So I got to go up there, and there's something very special that it meant to me that I won't really share, but I got to go up there and I got to talk to him privately, kind of just he and I. And it's just in that moment, it's a moment of time I'm probably never going to forget. And it's a moment of time that really meant something very special to me as a fellow author, as someone who's gotten to spend one-on-one time with Matt in Vegas, in Atlanta, getting to be on live streams with him through Gildify Con, like getting to see him and be in that moment is just something very special that someone will only know, right? And what I mean by that, to transition, is like I've talked about it before, there's that famous photo of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan sitting together. And there's other photos around that time when Michael Jordan is sitting with like a sports announcer or a news person that he's grown a relationship with. But I'm like, I can see the emotion in the eyes, the intensity of the conversation in the moment that he shares with Kobe. And it's unlike anything else you see when he's talking to someone else, because no matter how close that other person is, he will never truly know and understand the situation like Kobe Bryant does with Michael. And so for me, I felt like I got to have that moment with Matt, an author to an author. I have nowhere come near the level that he has gotten, but we were able to have just this moment I felt that was so genuine and so just two authors, and I was like, hey man, do you need anything? Right? Do you need some food? Do you need some water? What do you need? But to hear him just be like, no man, I'm good. And to see him stay until everyone's books were signed, like it was just really cool to see. So it was awesome. It was super fun. And so that moment meant more to me than anything. The second moment that meant a lot to me was as I am standing at the very back of the room. All of the seats are taken. Well, as I'm standing there, I'm just standing, in the back, got my black Demon Hunter sweatshirt on. I've got my ball cap. I'm just being quiet, introverted as I am. There was these 4 seats that were taken up by this family, husband, wife, their 2 kids. So the wife goes to the restroom to do her thing, and then the husband gets up with the kids, and he stands in the back next to me. So then about 5 minutes, 10 minutes go by. Here comes the wife and the other kid. And she's like, what the heck? Because another group came, they took the seats. And she was like, what in the world? Why'd you give our seats up? And he's like, hey, the kids wanted to stand, like whatever. I don't mind standing, might as well give them up. So of course, those are the people who are sitting there. So now this family is standing next to me. And so we stand there, and there's a couple of times when her one kid kind of bumped me accidentally or whatever. And she looks over, she's like, I'm so sorry, hey, like you need to be careful, mindful of someone else's space. And I'm like, I don't care, like whatever, like military, we went nut to butt, like so many times where you just cram yourself in a line. Like, I don't mind. He doesn't seem to be that much of a germ monster, whatever, or a germ goblin, whatever. Like it's fine. It doesn't bother me. I am perfectly fine just waiting here in the back, just getting to watch and be in the moment and support Matt. So a couple times, there's a few comments made. It's nothing of any significance, but then Matt's done with his speech and sharing everything. And then he's like, okay, everyone, let's get everyone lined up to sign the book. So we're all lining up, and everyone's kind of in general discussion. And I hear this family talk about, and granted, their son is like 11 years old. Their daughter's like maybe 6 years old, right? So they're still pretty young. And I hear them start talking about Christmas, like, oh, well, Christmas is coming up, and, maybe we'll get you this book or whatever. Like, the kids obviously love Dungeon Crawler Carl. And so I type out this text message on my phone, and I hand it to the wife. And it basically says, hey, I'm a lit RPG author. I have a new series coming out. If you would like, it's Pokemon with Pacific Rim combined. If you would like, I would be happy to send you 2 books for your kids as Christmas gifts to surprise them, if you would like them. So, just let me have your address. So she typed in the address. She said, thank you, obviously. But then that just propelled us into this conversation of getting to talk about Matt and the books, but then getting to have this moment with her son, who, she of course is like, hey, guess what? He's an author, and so the kid's like all excited. And then we start talking about things. And I was like, all right, kid, if you could write a book right now, what would you want to be? Or what would you want it to have? And what was really cool was just getting to see him light up. And he's like, well, obviously I would want to write like, Dungeon Crawler Carl fan fiction, but here's what I would do. I would do like a Harry Potter incorporation where it's a Ravenclaw or whatever. I don't know. I didn't do Harry Potter. Ravenclaw. And so then, of course, I'm having fun with like, well, is there a candy dungeon level? And he's like, well, no, that wouldn't be. I was like, well, come on, at least give me peanut butter. And he's like, okay, peanut butter and jelly sandwich level. I'm like, dope. And then what about the next level? And he's like, well, the next level would be like food items. I'm like, please tell me there's a nacho level. He's like, nacho and grilled cheese sandwich level combined. I'm like, that's madness. I love it. So it was just really fun to see him light up and have this interaction with him and what that was all about. So then she's Harmony is her name. She's looking at her son and she's like, hey, I told you, like, you need to make sure you're keeping your notebook with you and writing this down. And so what was really cool about that is he's like, yeah, I know, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hold on, dude. And so I reach into my bag because I have, the book with me. And I pull out my notepad. I was like, here you go, dude. And his eyes just like explode. I'm like, hey, yeah, so you see this? Like, this is all book 3. And each of these lines is a chapter that I need to do. So I don't go anywhere without my notebook. Like, this is the most important item on my body at this time. If I lose this, I will be in trouble. And so it was just really cool to see him light up and have this moment together. But it was also the fact of like, I'm so using this in book 3 of Golem Master now, right? And that's where I'm still okay with the fact that I'm not able to write full time, right? Because those daily interactions, those moments outside in life can be that inspiration for you to then add that into your story, right? And so that was also one of the reasons why I always take my notebook with me, but also one of the reasons why I wanted to go up and be at Matt's book signing and event, to really like stay in the back and take it in, right? Take in this scene, take in this moment, and then like ask yourself, what can I draw out of this? Out of this experience, what can I take out of it? And so that's where I'm really looking at, this source of inspiration. And so obviously, how would I tie this into Golem Master? Well, Pepper is going to be at an event, and he's going to run into a family, and he's going to see this young kid who's dreaming of being a gladiator just like he was. And so now, granted, I'm gonna send him some books for Christmas. I'm gonna be super excited to be like, hey, here you go, here's surprise, whatever. But a part of that also is then like Pepper will create a rune or do something creative and send it to this kid as well, as a birthday gift or whatever. So that's where I'm really excited to add those things into the book. And that's where I think when a lot of people are upset, they're sad, like, oh, I'm not a full-time writer, this is this. As long as you can keep the routine in there, you can find new ways. That don't let the normal interactions of daily life deter you from finding new inspirations that you can add in. So it was really funny too, because I have 2 different book ideas, new series. So granted, I know Golem Master is, the baby right now. That is the thing that I'm doing. But I have these 2 other book ideas. One is very much in line with Golem Master. What I mean by that is it would be another teen-centered book. Sorry, I'm trying to mute. How do I? Oh, there we go. Mute tab. Trying to mute my Facebook tab so notifications aren't pinging in my ears. So I have this other book idea of something in line kind of with Golem Master, very teen friendly, whatever. I have this other book idea, which would be very much kind of like a lore of Warhammer. And I've been slowly just developing these ideas over time. And so as I'm standing there with Harmony and our family, I think it's Harmony, Craig, Corbin is one, and I think the other one they called Swan. I'm sorry, I can't remember right now. But as I'm standing there, I was like, hey, dude, okay, so you're going to be my market research. Boom, here's the idea. What do you think? And then he started adding that into his story idea. I'm like, bro, that's plagiarism. Come on, man, you can't be stealing my idea like that. And then, of course, Harmony jokes in. She's like, no, it's collaboration. You guys are collaboration. And he, like, without missing a beat, was like, hey, I already know how to use Google Docs, dude. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's cool shit. So, yes. So I'm really excited. Hopefully this is your inspiration, dude. Christmas, get a little surprise book, and I'll send, of course, a nice note and just say, hey, man, let me know when your story drops. So that is the story of Pals. That's the cool stuff that came of it. And it was such a great time. Such a great time. Kyle, genius. Nah, dude. Yeah, you're the genius, man. Richie Stevens, Principal Stevens, what up, Professor Lombardi? Another day in Austinville, my dude. Another day in Austinville. Oregon Ducks are on a bye. We got some good football coming in, but man, got some exciting stuff with Golem Master, so we can talk about that soon. Talk about that. Putting that family in your book is going to be so special for them. Well, yes, obviously we need to put the family in the book, man. Dude, we just need to do it. But also capturing that moment like that, that's going to be really cool. And what was funny was the son and daughter are both redheads, both gingers. And Harmony was talking about how rare her son was because of his eye combination and color combination. And I was like, hey, just so you know, the main character in Golem Master is also a redhead. Like, that's kind of cool. So yeah. Dude, I know, right? It's so good. Okay, so here, okay, let's just side caveat for a moment. I'm super pissed at Walmart. Let's just get this out. So I have wanted to get a sound bar for a while. That's been like on my to buy list. Okay. And I don't need anything like super fancy, but I definitely want something that is going to be a decent quality, a good quality. So I found this deal, and it's a deal on Walmart.com. It was a Black Friday deal. I looked at the soundbar kit, and it's basically like 40% off or half off. Great deal for the quality that I think is there, the overall specs, right? So I'm like, okay, bet. So originally my goal was to buy it last night on the way home so that I could have it for the Ohio State game because I want to watch Ohio State go down. And yes, I know the game is playing right now. I'm a little upset about that. It is what it is. But I love you guys more. See, this is how much I love you guys. This is how much I love you guys. I'm here when I could be watching the Ohio State game. Anyways, so obviously I get home at 11:30, midnight. No Walmarts are open. And the deal is you have to buy it online so you can either have it delivered or you can pick it up in the store. So I was like, bet. There's a Walmart 7 miles up the road in Dallas. I can easily get that and pick it up. So this morning, I'm like, okay, you know what? I was going to try to save, not going to try to spend money this week because I got other shit going on. But I was like, you know what? No, because I also want to watch Arcane Season 2. And I want to watch it with amazing audio quality. So anyways, I order the soundbar off of Walmart.com, do the store pickup. Their time frame available is like, I don't know. It was like 1 p.m. or something like that. The store opens at like 6 a.m. The pickup opens up at 7 a.m. So I call up the store at like 6 a.m. Yo, if I buy this thing right now, can I just come pick it up? Oh, well, that department's not like open yet. So like they open at 7. I mean, we could transfer you back there, but we don't really know if there's like anyone there. Okay, fine, transfer me. Of course, no one's fucking there. So then I call back at 7. When they open, no one answers. Call back again a few minutes later, no one answers. Finally, I get their number to the direct line. I call the direct line. This is a situation. I just bought the sound bar online for in-store pickup. Can I come just get it now? It is one item. One item. One. No. No. Apparently, you cannot get there early for one fucking item. Walmart, just stop being stupid. Just stop. No one likes it. So yes, I've got to wait until 1 p.m. today. Pick up the fucking soundbar. Not having it. Anyways, moving on. Okay. But also, Golem Master Hype, baby. Let's go. I'm at work, so I'm not even watching football, you nerd. That's not what I was getting at, Richie. Anyways. So, yes. Okay, now we're off the soundbar tangent. I'm going to go get my soundbar today. And then I'm going to watch some football. And then more than likely tomorrow, I will be starting Arcane Season 2. And I'm going to be binge watching it all day with the exception of the Lions game because I love my Lions. Okay, so moving on. Golem Master. So I am happy to report. Let me load up the stats right now. I'm doing it right now for you guys. Golem Master, Book 1. A little sad. We had 2 people drop off the followership on Royal Road, but that's okay. If the book's not for you, it's not for you. We currently have 258 followers with 57 favorites and an average of a 4-star rating. So I am very blessed, very happy. Means a lot to me that we have reached so far with that. We still have 8 chapters. Yeah, I think 8 or 10 chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 9 chapters to go on the release. So 8 or 9 more days for Golem Master to release on Royal Road. Very blessed, very happy to see how many people have turned out and been enjoying the story. Lovely comments that we've been getting. So I'm very blessed. So that is going on there. Additionally, Golem Master, Book 2, the manuscript is done at 177,000 words. 202,000 words. 177,202 words. There we go. That's how you say it. Come on, TJ. So that brings November's writing total to 43,419 words with a career total of 1,144,613 words, people. Woo! Dude. Crazy. So, knowing my dumbass, I'm a little torn. I'm a little torn at this point, guys. Thank you. Rob coming in with the woo. Kyle coming in. So proud of you. Thank you, dude. And Steven Armstrong. That's a lot of words, bro. It's a lot of words. It's so many words. Jamie, good evening, sir. Good evening, Ultimate Brit. I see you. See you trying to stop me. Yeah. So, I was trying to stop Pepper, I say. So Jamie, as you guys may remember, came, followed, started to hang out with us, support us. When I got a shout out from the amazing Alaron Kong. Love Alaron to death. So yeah, Jamie's been following us, supporting us. So we gave him a character in Golem Master Book 2. But yes, 177,000 words. Oh my gosh, you guys. Like, it got to the point in writing where I was just like, dude, we just need to get done. We've just got like 3 more chapters, bro. Can we get this written out? Oh my God. The whole series, it's only 2 books and it's over 300,000 words. Oh my gosh. Like the book, if it was a 5x8 book, it's like 700 pages. Dear God, what was I thinking? Well, and here's what's crazy about it. Book 2 was not even like supposed to be a thing. Like 130,000 of those words were just a side quest of the story that was really fun to go down. Oh my God. But holy Shinoli. I don't even know what Shinoli is, but it's definitely holy right now. So it is done. I need to do a second pass on it. And more than likely, if I do a second pass, I'm probably going to add more words because that's what I do. I don't like to edit down. I like to edit up. So there's a chance it could be close to 180,000. And that's not even the back matter. Like, we've got a full-blown cast. We've got Mr. Jamie, who's down there. We've got Rob, who's in the chat. He's in there. Brandon, Little Panda Aiden is in there. We've got Stephen Landry shows up again. We've got Aaron Michael Ritchie, Zeckler. So here's the other cool thing. I mentioned Zeckler last week. I added Zeckler's character, and then I got done writing the book, and I was like, oh, shit. Zeckler is going to have a totally different character than what I originally thought he has. And I am so excited now for, like, I think it's going to take everyone by storm. I don't think anyone is going to expect what happens to Zegler's character, but I am so excited now because I'm like, this is going to be fucking cool when we get to, I don't even know if it's going to be in book 3 when it all goes down, or maybe it'll be book 4, but it's going to go down. It's going to go down, and people are going to be like, oh shit. I'm super excited. Obviously, if you can't tell, I am super excited. So yeah, so book 2, I need to do a second pass on it, but I don't know what the Royal Road community is going to want. Also, I felt bad for the Patreon people because I didn't realize how many more chapters I had, like in the back, to release on Patreon. But I was like, shoot, if I only have like 8 or 9 days before I drop this on Royal Road, I definitely got to make sure my Patreons get it, right? So I dropped like 16 chapters on you guys yesterday. Sorry. But then you guys got to see the concept cover for book 3, huh? And that's pretty cool. It was definitely Stephen Landry's favorite book cover that he's seen of the 3 series, and I definitely love it. And I love like, oh, woo, Pepper's gonna get jacked, baby. He's gonna get jacked. So yes, right? It was dope, dude. It was dope. Red Finger #1. I don't know if that means Ohio State. I'm going to say it's for Indiana because that's what I want to see win. Seriously, the coolest out of the 3. Dude, it is really cool, and I'm really excited, and it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be, it got to the point where I was so excited about writing book 3 that I just was like, dude, I just need to get done with book 2 because I want to write book 3. But of course, I really need to do a second pass on book 2. But that's 700 pages I need to read and edit and add to, and I just don't have time. I just don't have time. And I definitely need to take a few days off to let my brain rest. I've basically been trying to push myself of like, dude, you are not allowed to write or touch a manuscript at all this week. You just need to have time off. Because yes, I will fucking work myself into like Chernobyl meltdown if I don't. I just can't help myself. It's who I am, right? Okay, so yes, Golem Master, book 2, 177,000 words. It's done. It is done. It is all available on the Patreon, you guys, if you want to read it. Good God. I don't know if I can match that. I definitely did not intend for the book to be that large at all. Like, that was not at all the intention. But it happened. And so now I'm just not sure if I don't know how big book 3 is going to be. But there's definitely going to be a lot more new characters. So my good mentor, Dave Ellingson, his character is going to be in there. We already had Jay Perez. JP Pritchard, Michael Head, Brandon Hogg's going to be making a reappearance. Maybe have Michael Chatfield come and make an appearance in book 3, but more than likely he may be later in book 4 for his specific role that he needs to do. What else? What else do we have? Michael Head. Dude, I can't wait for Michael Head's character. And then there's a few other characters I need to figure out. Troy Osgood, Sean Osborne. Those guys are going to be making an appearance. More than likely, there's going to be about 4 or 5 others within that collective group that are going to be making an appearance. And then Reggie and Freddie from book 1, they will be making an appearance, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have them at the end of book 3 or later into book 4. And it'll all make sense. Like when it comes to like, you'll get it. What was really fun too is the final fight scenes in book 2 definitely had some huge Dragon Ball Z influences that you guys will immediately recognize. You're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. So that was super fun. But yeah, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh, I just want to write. I just want to keep writing though. Damn it. And I really don't like it that my pace of writing is super slow. and we can get into that actually. Talk about that as from like the writing skill part of things. My writing has gotten super slow. I know exactly what it is, and I have ways to defeat it and fight it. I just really choose not to. And I think it's a lot. It has to do with a generational thing. It has to do with a cultural thing and a society thing. But Kyle coming in, take a couple days off. You can't go into meltdown. I can, and I will probably. That's just what I do, dude. It's SW Shadow. San Antonio, Southwest Shadow. St. Augustine, Special Weapon Shadow. I don't know who you are. I feel like I do know who you are. I know who you are. I just can't think of it. Gimp Senior Airman. Gimp Senior Airman. It's Shadow. You're a shadow of a senior airman. That's Air Force, if you guys didn't know. Okay. So where was he going with this? Yeah, I do know who you are. Crap. This is gonna drive me nuts now. Okay. It's Shadow. Special Agent, Super Warrior Shadow. Who came from Shadow? Oh my gosh. I'm terrible with names. But I know. All right, we're moving on. This is not a fun game. I feel terrible too for not remembering this. But I think I know who you are. Okay. What was I talking about? The writing speed. Okay. A lot of times we talk about the flow state and we talk about getting in there and just hammering out a lot of words. And I even had that earlier this week when I was writing and finishing up. A lot of times when I've seen myself getting, yes, please text me, please, because I'm going to feel like shit. I already feel like shit for forgetting, and I feel terrible. I'm sorry. So with that being said, getting into the flow state, a lot of times I see it in combat and a lot of times I see it in dialogue where you're just already immersed with your characters and you're really into like what the conversation is supposed to be about, where it's going to lead them. So you can really get into a heavy flow state. You can get a lot of words written. And then of course in combat, it's action, it's intense. You're getting all that out. But I've found that there's so many times where when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you're anxious, especially with like the Royal Road, you've dropped the book, you're like, oh my gosh, what are the stats? How many people are reading? I want to see, numbers going up. The dopamine that you are trying to fight and resist is there, and it's a natural thing. You can't ignore the dopamine, right? Like, because it's just there and it's within you. So getting rid of the distractions as much as possible definitely helps. There are times when Aaron Michael Ritchie, Nathan Amy, and I, we've talked about this, where you can try to gamify your brain into knowing like there's a certain playlist on YouTube of music videos that are very poppy, rock, everything else, a lot of upbeat music. As soon as I click that playlist, it definitely helps me get started. But if I have my Facebook tab up, if I have my Royal Road tab up, if I have my Amazon dashboard tab up, I'm constantly refreshing those things of like, oh, who's messaging me, right? Who's talking? Who's saying this? Who's posting that? If you can remove those distractions, it definitely helps. And that's where I do know that this last week, it's just been hard. It's been hard to ignore and shut off those distractions and to really immerse myself in the world and ask myself, like, what's going on with Pepper? And I think another part of it too is me being excited for book 3, and my brain is already on book 3. Like, hey, I already know what's going to happen in book 2. That's cool. Like, that's whatever. But let's think about book 3. It's like, yeah, no, dude, I need you to focus on this right now. And there was a little bit else of, to a certain point, like a little bit of fear, a little bit of nervousness of like, okay, does this all match the system, right? Like, did I forget what this mathematical calculation was, or this process that I described in book 1, because there's so much that I just didn't spend time in my World Bible writing down and my notes, whatever it is, what it is. There's no going back now. But anyways, so there was that, but definitely eliminating the distractions to try to keep yourself at a better word writing speed will help. And I think for those who are not able to write full time, just getting the words in is the most important thing. If you've got the TV on in the background, if you got the movie playing, you got the kids running around, you've just got to get the words in as much as you can. And so that's where, for me, I get my workout in after work. If there's the football game on, I'll put the football game on, but I'll normally be writing in the background. Or I go do my workout, then I come in and I just write as much as I can. So that's where, for me, it's like, okay, if I can get in and if I can start writing at 6:30 p.m. or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., I can stretch this out for an hour. I can stretch this out for 2 hours. Then I got to take a shower, jump in bed, wake up, do it the next day. So the power of the routine is still the thing that is going to propel you forward. No matter what, it's the routine. I'm just telling you right now. That's what gets it done. And so then, of course, on the weekends, whenever I'm not done, or whenever I'm done with the live stream, and whenever the Ducks are not playing, there's more than likely a football game on, but it is just writing as much as possible. So that's where I was really happy yesterday that I got my couple thousand words in. I got to the finish line, and I wrote a fucking recap. I wrote a recap for people for book 3, because some people are just lose their damn minds because I read so much I can't remember. Well, that's not my problem. But okay, fine, I'll write a fucking recap. So I wrote the recap for book 3 because it was fresh on my mind. But yeah, so then I got to enjoy the rest of Friday. And now I get to rest, relax Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday we'll look and see how I feel. More than likely, I will start reading and editing on Monday, just because that's who I am. But yeah. So when you're starting out writing, there are times where you need to reflect and ask yourself, what is going on? More than likely, it is not that you need something else. Oh, I need a new pair of headphones. I need a new keyboard. I need a new this. I need this. I need a new desk. I need a new chair. That's going to help. More than likely, those things that you need are not going to help. There's something else going on. Mentally, emotionally, financially, maybe. Something else causing stress. Something else causing things. And Matt talked about this last night, and I have talked about it also. Matt said, I do not write in the same place twice in a week. I think that he said, okay, if I remember correctly verbatim, he said, I don't write in the same place twice. But what he said about that was he's got his office at home. He's got 4 coffee shops in his local area that he goes to and writes. And then he has an office in Tacoma that he goes to. And then, of course, whenever he's on the road. What I believe he meant saying is, I don't write in the same place twice back to back. Meaning, if he went to one coffee shop yesterday, he'll then go to the office the next day. Doesn't mean he's never going to go back to that coffee shop. It means that he won't write in that coffee shop back to back days. What I have talked about, there's some people who are like, oh yeah, I just need to go into my dungeon and then I just close the door and I get my stuff done. I have found for myself that this office does not always work for writing. Yesterday, I stayed in this office for hours until I was done. However, I will go right on the couch for hours on a Saturday or Sunday, and it works great. I have gone and written at a coffee shop. I will go and write somewhere else. You will have to do some self-reflection and ask yourself, okay, I'm not getting the words in right now in the office. I may need to go write at a coffee shop. I may need a different environment, whatever I got to do. But more than likely, most of the time, I have found I don't need something new, piece of equipment, a new monitor, new speakers, whatever. There's something else going on within my head that is blocking me And maybe it's the anxiety of social media or the distraction, the dopamine of social media and trying to get numbers to go up. But at the end of the day, I need to come back and I need to focus and I need to be like, this is what we need to accomplish right now. And having the routine of like, you're just going to write, period, helps you continue to produce, if that makes sense. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's a good encouragement. So with that being said, of course, got some videos, some motivation for us today. And it's going to hit, I think, a lot of what we're talking about. So hopefully this is motivating for you guys. And why is it not displaying? There it is. Silly me. Okay. For those of you who have not seen this before, again, we're probably going to have the videos loop twice. We'll talk about them. We'll move on. We've got like 5 things.
The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life, rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them. The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life, rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them.
Yep.
One of my favorite quotes that I've heard from you recently is this: consistency doesn't guarantee that you're going to be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success. One of my favorite quotes that I've heard from you recently is this: consistency doesn't guarantee that you're going to be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success.
It's right there. It is right there, you guys. We let the distractions stop us. And sometimes I honestly feel that we use distractions as an excuse as to why. Like, we're afraid to take the first step. We're afraid to take the risk of what we want to pursue. And so we know this and we'll let the distractions keep us from taking that first step. So yes, just because you just have to have the consistency, like you said.
One of my favorite quotes that I've heard from you recently is this: consistency doesn't guarantee that you're going to be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success.
At some point, eventually, you're going to have to find that process. You're going to have to lock it in. That's just the way it is.
After a decade, I realized I can bring opportunity, but I cannot bring determination. And that I can only actually help the person that brings determination. Because when they bring determination, I bring opportunity, magic happens. But when you bring opportunity and there's no determination, welfare happens. Just thought I'd slip that in there.
Healthy or strong work ethic, they make stuff look easy.
Yeah.
And it's just not. I used to see Mike Tyson getting ready for a fight, and I see him skipping rope, and then the sit-ups that he would do. I do 1,000 sit-ups, and they're painful. They're very, very painful. But I don't stop. I just wait till it's done. But I can't. I hate it. I hate getting up. I hate running. I just want to fight. But I have to do it. Cus told me I had to do it, and so I do it. But when you watch it, it looks like that's easy for him. It hurts just like it would hurt me if I try to do 20. I just feel like I can't stand a lazy person. I can't be around a person that has excuses.
After a decade, I realized I can bring opportunity, but I cannot bring determination. And that I can only actually help the person that brings determination. Because when they bring determination, I bring opportunity, magic happens. But when you...
So that's what I love. And it's a hard thing to, we sometimes don't want to be the bad guy, right? But there comes a point when you get to this certain level of, hey, can you do this? No, I can't. I just can't. If you can get to here, then yeah, we can talk. If you can get to here, Benjamin Curie, love the dude to death. Such a great dude. We were doing the live stream, the author chat months ago, and someone said something to him, a comment, a question, and he's like, Yeah, no, mate. Honestly, like, get like 6 books under your belt, get like 10 books under your belt, then come talk to me and let's have a chat. Or, get a couple books under you and then we can chat. And it's just the fact of like, hey, I'm at this level and I'm not here anymore. There's just this thing. And so there's just this time where I can give you an opportunity, but if you don't have the determination to implement the system or implement the routine or do the routine, the opportunity is not going to be there. I can't do the work for you. You have to do it on yourself. How bad do you want this? Is this truly the path you want to go down?
You bring opportunity and there's no determination, welfare happens. Just thought I'd slip that in there.
Healthy or strong work ethic, they make stuff look easy.
Yeah.
And it's just not. When I used to see Mike Tyson getting ready for a fight, and I see him skipping rope, and then the sit-ups that he would do. I do 1,000 sit-ups, and they're painful. They're very, very painful. But I don't stop. I just wait till it's done. But I can't. I hate it. I hate getting up. I hate running. I just want to fight. But I have to do it. Cuss told me I had to do it, and so I do it. But when you watch it, it looks like that's easy for him. It hurts just like it would hurt me if I try to do 20. I just feel like I can't stand a lazy person. I can't be around a person that has excuses.
Okay. So there's a lot of times when people will say, like, they have the excuses, like he's talking about, right? I don't want to write every day. There's days when I don't want to write. I don't like the fact that I don't do 2 hours of cardio every day or an hour of cardio every day. I do about 30 minutes of cardio every day if I can. I am fighting the same struggle other people are fighting to start. It's not like you get 5 books under your belt and then it just magically you're like, oh my God, it's easy. I wake up and I go to the computer and I start typing away and magic happens. There you are. You're welcome. Like, no, dude, every day is a grind. Every day I have to tell myself, stop being a bitch. We're going to get our words in. Every day I have to force myself to try to be better every day, to try to do it. It's the work never gets easier. It never gets easier. Your determination is just reinforced the more you have the discipline of putting that system in place and doing it. That's all it is. If I left writing and then I went, Easy Pritchard coming in, smash that like button. Dude, thanks, man. If I went and then became an artist and started drawing or painting, the grind is going to be the same. It's just a different medium. If then I go back to drums and I start playing drums again, and if I really want to make something cool, I have to grind the same way I am with writing. The grind does not change. And that's where you're going to fall to the level that you've given yourself to. The standards that you set for yourself, that is what you're going to fall to. So what are the standards that I am going to hold myself to in this process? What's the routine that's going to keep me going? Okay, so that's that. I'm going to have to read this one to you guys because there's no audio. My entire life changed when I accepted one truth. You don't plan your future. You plan your actions today, and those actions create your future. I have to accept this one truth, and that is you don't plan your future. You plan your actions today, and those actions create your future. This is straight out of Atomic Habits. If you guys watch Seth Ring or talk to Seth Ring, he and I, this is exactly the lesson you get from Atomic Habits. What habit am I going to incorporate today that will create the future I want? Because you could say, oh my God, I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to have my airplane and I'm going to be doing everything I want. Okay, that's a great fucking dream. And if that's all it's ever going to be if you never work for it, right? So if you can accept this change, if you can understand this and understand every day I'm going to have to fight and grind, then you will achieve some really cool shit. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. I really wanted to talk about this one because, dude, I gotta stop that. Holy shit. If that thing kept going and flashing that way, oh my God, that was gonna be bad. The meaning of life is to find your gift. There was an author recently who posted in one of the groups and they said, you know what? I think I'm going to start trying to write again. I've wasted time trying to develop this board game. I wasted time trying to develop this AI thing. I wasted time trying to, I think they were trying to do like a comic graphic novel or something. I wasted time trying to do that. Or they tried to do a video game as well. I'm just going to come back to writing. I've wasted a lot of time. And so there's sometimes where when you start out to get some traction, it's like, well, what do you want to do? If you want to make a board game, devote yourself to a board game and devote yourself to making the best board game you can. And there's a lot of times where, yeah, I've talked about doing a TCG, a trading card game for Golem Master. I have the idea in my head. I've done a little bit of work into develop what I would like to see, but I have not done that anymore recently. Why? Because the purpose is to write better stories and give better stories to the people. That is right now my purpose. That is all I need to focus on. Stay focused. Don't get distracted. Don't get pulled away from what the vision you have is. Because there's a lot of times when you start down this path, because there's so many different caveats to it, animation, graphic novel, game, video game, whatever, t-shirt line, plushie line, all the other merchandise that goes with it. If you lose sight of what you're supposed to be focused on, you're just going to drift away. And now that author is having to struggle and work even harder to get back to where he was. And he's basically saying, I've got to start all over again. I've got to regrow my fan base. I've got to get new readership. I've got to get going again. And I've lost so much time because I strayed away from the thing that was actually getting me success. So, that's, my friends, is the motivation and the thoughts for this week. I hope they helped you out. But that's all I got for you guys. It is too warm in my house now. Full disclosure, my house is normally at a permanent 60 degrees. Sometimes I will let it get up to 65. Right now, the house is at 65 degrees and I am hot. I need to get a window open very soon, very quickly. Derek Harwater, Zeckler. Dude, you need to go back in time and watch this video. I talk about you because I'm super excited because I realized your character is going to be super cool in Golem Master. I didn't realize it until I got done writing Golem Master. But yes, I'm like, oh shit, this is Zeckler's plan. And yes, you have no control over your character. I'm sorry. I'm going to use and abuse you now. Maybe in some good or bad ways. You take it. You think about that. You ponder that right now. But yes, so that is that. And actually, Derek, we're literally about to end the stream. Sorry. I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm all talked out, bro. I'm all talked out. But I'm glad you're here because I love you. And you're an amazing human being. And I appreciate you showing up. Spreading the good word of books. But yeah, that's it. So if you guys have any questions, I'll open it up for 1 minute of questions. Then I'm going to go put a football game on and chillax because I need to let the brain rest. So if you guys have any pertinent questions, go ahead, put them in the chat so we can do that. But yes. Let's see. Books. Great seeing your smiling face, TJ. Dude, it's so good. Thank you for tuning in, my man. Dude, I felt bad. So here's a funny thing. I called Rob the other night. He lives in Florida, right? I'm out here in Oregon, 3-hour difference, right? No big deal. So I called Rob when it was 8:30 p.m. at night for my time. Full disclosure, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, hey, I got some free time. I'm going to call my homies, see what's going on, like check in. And I literally was like, oh yeah, it's a 3-hour difference. So it's totally like 5:30 in the evening for him. Maybe he's having dinner, but whatever, screw it. I'll call him. Totally forgot. It's like 11:30 at night, his time. And I was like, you dumbass. Like, why would you wake up a dude in the middle of the night? So yeah, that's my bad, Rob. And granted, I now realize you were out at your parents' place hanging out with them. But yeah, that's totally, I was like, such an idiot, TJ. So yeah, that was that. All right, you guys. Well, a minute is up. No more questions. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the hype, the support, the love that you. Oh, no worries, dude. Yeah. So I texted you after I called you because that's when I realized, like, oh shit, you were at your parents visiting and blah blah blah. So that's why it's all good. But yeah. So thank you so much, you guys, for all the hype, all the love, all the support for Golem Master, for tuning in, hanging out, checking in. Hopefully, this is the motivation you need to keep going on your journey. Don't give up. Just get better. It's going to be awesome. Get your read on. Make sure you do that. And yeah, hopefully, if all goes well, no surprises. I'll see y'all next week. So thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory. bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words.
No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.